Et salut à toutes et à tous, c'est Akatsuki. On se retrouve pour un nouvel épisode sur Metal Gear Solid 2 où, eh bien, vous avez bien rigolé de tous mes petits fails. Je sais. Mais tout ceci, c'est de l'entertainment. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Faut balancer des missiles dans la tête du président. Sans le toucher. Mais comme il est un peu con, eh bien, il aime bien s'en prendre plein la face des missiles. Pourquoi je peux pas monter? Merci. Voilà, merci. Bonjour. Et... Et en vrai, on peut pas prendre celui du bas. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Il y a du jamming. On peut pas tirer quand il y a du jamming avec le Nikita. Ah, des missiles. Merci. Et... Bon, ça commence bien. Allez. Sauf que c'était pas par là. Tous les coups. Je suis perdu. Au secours, je suis perdu. Ah! Non, par là. Quel talent, hein. On rappelle que tout ça coûte de l'argent à la base, hein. Tous ces missiles, ça coûte de l'argent. Mais nous, on s'en fout, on n'a pas d'argent. Nous, on a des fonds illimités. Oh tiens, il y a des missiles ici. Ok, c'est pas par là. Non mais on remarque quand même que le président est con, hein. Oh, je tourne, hein. Mais en fait, quand il accélère, il tourne plus. Dans celui-là. Dans le 1, c'était mieux. Il tournait mieux quand même dans le 1. Casse-toi le président. Merci. Enfin, on a réussi. Le président, évidemment, n'est pas blessé par cette explosion. Évidemment. Ok, on y va. Nous prenons notre petit pistolet et on y va. Monsieur le Président, bonjour. Ici la police. Allez, c'est parti. President. Don't move. Or I kill you.
President Johnson.
Huh? So you're finally here.
You've been expecting me?
Your equipment, that skull suit isn't exactly standard military issue.
Are you all right, sir?
Is this some kind of sick joke? I thought you came to kill me.
Ah, moi j'aurais pu.
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you...
Mais...
What the...
You're a man? Well, who are you?
Mais pourquoi il m'a touché les...
Foxhound, sir.
Foxhound? I see. Now things are starting to make a little sense.
T'étais pas obligé de me toucher les... Salauds. Violeurs d'enfants.
Switch over to nanocommunication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir.
Oui, monsieur. Je suis en face de toi, mais utilise ton toki. Bien, monsieur.
Me, sir?
Non.
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
Mais non.
Correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
Espèce de
If you
traître.
asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way.
Mais mets-lui une balle dans la
I
tête.
wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
je...
I don't have any control. The
Président.
Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
Là, les loups, les lots.
Behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president.
Wow.
Simply, the patriots
Oligarchie.
rule this country.
No.
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
The patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are.
Moi,
Are
je
they
sais.
financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece.
Très bien.
I
Nickel.
wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday.
Oui, un jour on comprendra. À quel point tu es un con.
I wished to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes, I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip,
Bargaining chip?
but I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They
D'accord.
regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos.
Mais non.
Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project.
Les
Neither
enfants
Solid nor
terribles.
Liquid. He was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago. Shadow Moses.
That's right.
Mhm.
At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
Mhm. Ceci explique cela.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Vous n'avez rien vu.
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be
Oui,
stopped.
on va leur casser la gueule.
It is already operational.
No, not yet.
Ah, bonne
What
idée.
you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Ah,
Where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is
Hein?
the new Metal Gear.
il est
You
dégueulasse.
say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core.
Oh non, on doit retourner là-bas.
That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal. Arsenal Gear. Mais c'est quoi ça?
Right. Arsenal. We're talking about an impregnable fortress carrying a load of over a couple of thousand missiles.
2000 missiles nucléaires?
Nuclear warheads, all
Nickel.
protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear
Quoi?
Ray units.
Merde.
Produced.
Nous sommes dans la
The
merde.
unit was originally designed for the Marines to be used as a countermeasure against the Metal Gear variations throughout the world. The Patriots had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal Gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal Gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces. Not
C'est une très bonne idée.
our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool.
C'est une très mauvaise idée, vous le savez ça?
It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use it to keep their place as the country's true rulers. Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it.
Ah merde.
The Arsenal plans include a system to digitally manage the flow of information, making it possible to shape the truth for their own purposes. In short, the Arsenal system is the key to their supremacy.
The key?
Yes, the GW system is the Patriots' trump card. Arsenal Gear will be fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield.
Merde.
I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
I'd hoped to trade my way into their ranks. But Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control over the business community, is also a key factor in his offensive effort.
Outer Heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football served as the key for activating Arsenal Gear.
Merde.
I've already input the necessary code sequence. It won't be long before GW begins to establish connections with other external systems.
Merde.
Arsenal Gear becomes fully operational.
Pour la guerre.
Stop them before that happens.
Oui, 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 bien sûr.
Roll?
You've got to find Emma Emmerich. She's the only one who can
C'est qui?
stop that thing
Emmerich.
once it's been activated.
Emma Emmerich?
She's the system programmer for Arsenal Gear. I
Ah.
believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this building.
I
Très
thought
bien.
the levels below us were flooded.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level B1. Cut transmission and get moving.
Ok, bien, Monsieur le Président. At your
This
orders.
is card 4. It'll give you access all the way to Emma's location. Give this to her when you find her.
What is it?
A program for disrupting the control functions between GW and Arsenal Gear. Take Emma to the computer room on level B2, Shell 1 core. She'll
Oh là
load
là.
the program into the main system.
A virus?
That's right, modeled after Foxdie, a biological weapon designed to selectively eliminate personnel with a specific genetic code.
But why do you have it?
The Patriots had it engineered as a failsafe.
Eh ben.
Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disk is the only way you're going to stop Arsenal.
Ça me paraît bizarre cette histoire.
Well, I've told you everything you need to know. There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
Mais il est con, quoi.
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's her role!
Mort au président.
That's abusing your right to free speech, Mr. President. Or is it ex-president?
The president! Why did you...
Alas, my finger must have slipped.
On va se battre, Slot.
I'll see you around, carrier boy.
Hein?
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion.
Ouais.
My only real choice is to put an end to this charade. Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you...
Find Emma. Stop Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief. I'm counting on you.
Ah, je vais devoir casser un gros Metal Gear. Trop bien. Mais j'ai pas pris mon ouvre-boîte. Dommage. J'espère trouver un tournevis. Ok. Où est-ce qu'il y a des tournevis ici? J'en aurais besoin. Voilà, hop, on marche bien sur le corps du président. Voilà, regardez. Bon. Sinon, tu connais le respect des cadavres et tout? Le quoi? Le respect des quoi? Des cadavres? Jamais. C'est comme le chorizo. On le mange, on ne le respecte pas.
The president is dead.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
Pas l'air.
Where do we go from here?
Your mission was to rescue the president and eliminate the terrorists.
Hein?
However, given the recent turn of events, we will honor the president's last directive. You must put a stop to Arsenal Gear once and for
Bien.
all.
Do you actually think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal Gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the president. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable.
Huh?
We're talking about a man who chose to die rather than risk a nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the vice president, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the president to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was trying to point out that there is certainly some credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel
Bien
has a
sûr.
point, Jack.
What about the information he gave me on the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out.
Bien sûr.
Right,
Merci.
we're running out of time.
Oui,
Find
oui.
Emma. She's
Oui.
supposed to be located on level
Oui.
B1
Oui.
in the core of that building you're in, right?
Très bien.
You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
D'accord.
Great, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the president didn't sacrifice his life in vain.
D'accord.
Understood. Riding out.
Quel talent, quel talent!
What's your status, Raiden?
Snake, the president, he's been assassinated.
What?
Merde!
There's nothing I could do.
What about the nuclear strike code sequence?
He died before his vital ID could be reconfirmed.
Then the enemy's lost their nuclear strike capability.
But that Ocelot guy obviously killed the president on purpose.
Why?
It doesn't make any sense. They had to know that they couldn't launch the nuke if they killed the president.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or maybe they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal gear.
You knew about Arsenal gear?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me about it?
you never asked.
Correct in assuming you also know that the big shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's
Merde.
no doubt that Arsenal gear is being built here. And it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. All of it.
Ça a 2 ans pour construire ça. Ils sont trop forts.
really happened here?
I took these photos 2 years ago.
I know these pictures. They were on the news, on several websites. If I remember right, the reporters blamed you for sinking the tanker.
That's right. Otacon, me, we were used.
We'd hoped that by going public with photos of the new Metal Gear, we could persuade the government. At least that was the plan at the time.
D'accord.
I've gone through VR training of the tanker mission before.
Yeah? Well, I doubt it accurately simulates the events of that mission.
D'accord.
I'd infiltrated the dummy tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard, an armed group led by Colonel Gerlukovich raided the ship and gained control.
Comme par hasard.
Olga and Ocelot were among the raiding party.
Yeah, and him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Gerlukovich and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, I'm taking it back.
Ocelot
D'accord.
then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
Eh oui, on s'en souvient. Épisode 1 ou 2, je ne sais plus. 3 ou 4. Bref, au début.
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with the sinking tanker. A small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us. Photos of Snake, taken by the Cypher, were released to the public. In turn, we became the world's most wanted environmental terrorists.
It was definitely a move aimed at putting a stop to our anti-Metal Gear activities.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero.
Cet homme, ce
The
héros.
Patriots weren't too happy about that.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided to do a smear
On n'avait pas de FAMAS, nous.
I
C'est
think the
dégueulasse.
Patriots wanted to make an example of him, so everybody would think twice before opposing them.
That's it! They set all this up just to nail you guys.
No, there's more to it than that.
On peut trouver un FAMAS dans le bateau?
The
Jamais
Marines'
trouvé.
Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise, the Patriots considered Metal Gear Ray to be a thorn in their side. Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray. They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded tanker to the same location and sank it. Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Ah, ils sont trop forts.
Colonel Gerlukovich and his daughter Olga?
both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Trop de l'or, trop de l'or.
Must be the Patriots.
If that's the case, what's Ocelot doing alongside Solidus?
Ouais, je suis pas sûr. Hein.
Forget it. We're wasting time. We can figure this out later. The nuclear strike's been prevented, but Arsenal still has a massive payload of missiles to deal with.
Right. If the opposition gets control of those missiles.
Right. You've got to find Emma.
Wait a second. Isn't Emma Emmerich?
My sister.
What's she doing here?
You got me. She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on
Bien
my
sûr.
way.
J'ai que ça à faire. Trouver des gens. Évidemment. Ok. Alors, on a une carte de niveau 4 qui nous permettra de nous balader dans plein de nouveaux endroits. Cool. Ah non, c'est du M9. Mince. Hop. Tombé. Aïe, ça doit faire mal quand même. Je sais plus par là c'est le niveau combien. Hein. Ah, c'est le niveau fermé. Très bien. C'est fermé à clé, monsieur. Vous ne pouvez pas rentrer dans cette pièce. D'accord. Bon, on va jouer un petit peu quand même. Hein. Je vais peut-être pas mettre un terme à l'épisode tout de suite, hein, parce que bon, sinon vous aurez eu un épisode que de l'or. Ce serait tellement horrible. Je pourrais être horrible avec vous. Est-ce que je vais être horrible avec vous? Non. Entrez. Merci. B1. Et une fois qu'on sera au B1, après il faudra remonter ici et aller au B2 du Shell 1. Ça va être compliqué. Ok. On repart pour de la natation. Allez. Quel homme. Quel nageur. Nageur de combat. Je suis un petit poisson dans l'eau. C'était pas du tout par là, Jackie. Tu le sais? Qu'est-ce qu'ils me veulent encore? C'est fou ça.
Raiden, are you reading me? This is Otacon. What's your situation?
Je suis mouillé.
Wet and miserable. This place is flooded. The seawater that's been pumped up is pouring into the building.
I see. Listen, there's something I have to tell you about EE.
Don't worry about her. I'll get her out.
Mettre une balle dans la
She's
tête.
afraid of water.
What?
Yeah. When she was 6 years old, she almost drowned
Bah bravo.
my father in our swimming pool.
She can't swim?
Well, yes and no. We used to swim a lot together when we were kids. In fact, she swam like a fish until that day when she almost drowned. When the accident
merde.
happened, I was in my room. I learned later that EE was calling me for help. She didn't doubt for a minute that I'd be there. You could see the pool from my room, but I didn't realize at the time that she needed my help.
What were you doing?
I was...
So Emma survived the ordeal.
Il regardait une vidéo sur un site très connu,
So you blamed
commençant
yourself
par
for the
P
family.
et finissant par Hub.
EE seems to believe that was the case. The fact is, I betrayed her.
And you think she can't swim because of the traumatic experience?
I haven't seen her since that day, but yes, I think so. I got a letter from Julie, her mother, after they moved back to England. In her letter, she mentioned that EE couldn't swim anymore, that she refused to even wear a bathing suit.
Damn.
Merde.
If she still can't swim, we're in trouble. Level B1 in the core is pretty much flooded.
Mais merde.
Maybe you can help her overcome the trauma.
You want me to help her get over it?
Well, it's still gonna take some
Merde.
time to repair the cam off.
Sorry, kid. Emma's rescue is up to you.
Thanks. An underwater mission. Well, this is a first. Look, I'll see what I can do.
I suggest that you drum the map of the building into your head, because you won't have time to look at it when you try to bring Emma out.
I'm counting on you, Raiden.
I covered most of the core when I had to take out the C4s.
Une petite balle de
If
M9.
there's anything you need to ask me, call me on the codec.
I'll do that.
En vrai, une balle de M9, elle fait dodo. Et c'est bon, c'est Haketcher, non? Allez, on nage, 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 on remonte, on remonte, on remonte, on remonte, voilà. Et par là. On nage, 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 on nage. Droite. Ration. Merci. Par là. On descend. Par là. Attention mine. Quel talent! C'était pas par là? Si. Alors en vrai vous ouvrez pas une porte comme ça même dans l'eau hein. Quel talent! Cet homme qui a une respiration de fou. Oh merde! Ah bah il est bien mort. Alors ce que j'aime bien c'est qu'on a vu tout l'air s'échapper de ma bouche, mais je ne suis pas, je n'ai pas perdu d'oxygène. Par contre cette porte elle mène où? Est-ce qu'on peut ne serait-ce que l'ouvrir? Ah bah non, pas le droit. Ah pas le droit de l'ouvrir. Allez. Non mais ce serait bien que tu reprennes de l'oxygène quand même, merci. Hop là, et maintenant c'est par là. Allez, 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 on nage. Pourquoi il a fallu qu'il fasse une zone sous-marine, sérieusement quoi. Les niveaux sous-marins, c'est jamais une bonne idée dans les jeux vidéo. Hein. Ils le savent pas encore. Alors, attendez. Parce qu'en plus, on voit, mais strictement que dalle. Ah. Wow, wow, wow. C'est quoi hein? Des stingers. Ok. Pourquoi pas? Quoi ça va me servir? Je ne sais pas. Merci. Je ne sais pas à quoi va me servir des missiles Stinger sous l'eau, mais peut-être que ça va me servir un jour. On voit vraiment que dalle hein. Dans cette zone, c'est tellement horrible. Heureusement ça dure pas longtemps, hein. Et c'est la seule zone d'eau du jeu. D'ailleurs, fun fact, dans les autres il n'y en aura pas de zone d'eau. Voilà, et ils ont compris. La pire zone du jeu, quoi. Sérieux. Ah! Level 4. Nickel chrome. Et là, moi, je sais ce qui va se passer. Et oui, mais vous ne savez pas. Et non. Voilà ce qui va se passer. A boss fight.
Still ticking, huh?
Oh, j'ai juste pris une balle dans la tête, ça passe.
Unfortunately, hell had no vacancies.
Oh oh oh. Bon, lui, faut pas passer sur le niveau 2. Hein. Ah, je t'ai touché.
I thought so.
T'es nul, c'est tout.
Human muscles are quite eloquent. They speak out clearly what a person's next move will be. They even tell me which way a gun is going to be pointed before the trigger is pulled. But your muscles, they're different. This should be fun. Well worth the wait.
Ok. Merde, merde!
You knew I was coming?
You've become a nuisance. I can't let you interfere with
Mais tu pourrais me regarder quand même. Petite merde.
The girl is just ahead.
Cool.
She is a
Merci.
nuisance to us now, but she served us well as the live bait for the big catch. Crazy Ivan sometimes speaks the truth.
Tu me laisses passer? Ou pas?
Emma's alive?
She was some time ago, but the flooding has become quite serious. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a mermaid now.
What?
Did you really think killing the president would prevent a nuclear strike? Think again.
I didn't do it.
Arsenal is still armed with a purified hydrogen bomb.
purified hydrogen bomb?
Merde, merde!
This is no ordinary nuclear bomb. This weapon is capable of heavy hydrogen nuclear fusion using lasers and magnetics to generate heat-insulated compression. It was a top-secret project initiated by the current president, and Solidus has no idea of its existence. The clean thermonuclear bomb is at an experimental stage and is handled differently. Specifically, it becomes launch-capable when
Oh là
Arsenal is
là.
activated. A nuclear threat still exists.
Trop de complot, trop de complot.
6 months ago, we lost everything we believed in. We were abandoned to take the fall in their cover-up. We were labeled as killers, responsible for the mass murder of civilians as well as our own allies. And the public believed every word,
Normal.
turning a deaf ear to whatever we had to say to the contrary. Our only goal is to wipe them from the face of the earth and destroy this world of deceit they have created along with them.
You're insane.
Insane? We might be the only ones telling the truth.
Oh non, c'est moi qui dis la vérité ici. Merde, merde! Une alarme! Merde!
Final check for activating Arsenal has been completed.
Merde!
Personnel report to your stations.
Well, it sounds like Arsenal's ready to go into operation.
Et merde!
You're still hoping that the girl can install that virus you're carrying around, aren't you?
Comment tu le sais?
It's a shame you're not going to be around long enough to hand her the program. That isn't seawater, you know. It's a byproduct of the microbes contained in the pool. Buoyancy is practically non-existent thanks to the high oxygen content. Once you fall in, you don't come up. Take
Merde.
a look at your grave. Show me what you've got.
Et toi tu peux aller dans l'eau, je parie. Espèce de salaud! Allez! Direct, la mitraillette. Allez, c'est parti. Hop, esquive. Merci pour les armes. Hop, hop, hop. Oh oui, lance-grenade. Bonne idée. Où est-ce que t'es, petite con? Allez, viens me battre. Hop, il est haut. Je le sais, il va danser. Hop là. Arrête de jeter des couteaux. Viens te battre. Espèce de petite merde. Tu peux pas me toucher. Je suis trop rapide. Le gros naze. Allez. Viens te battre. T'es où? Hop. Ah, si on lui tire dessus pendant qu'il est dans l'eau, ça lui fait baisser son oxygène, mais ça le tue pas. Hein. Voilà. Ouais. Je pouvais plus bouger. Bon, arrête de recharger. J'ai demandé une esquive à mon personnage, mais il l'a pas faite. Mais bon, c'est pas grave. Cette sensibilité, quoi. Trop sensible. Mon arme est 10 fois trop sensible. Allez. T'es long. Boss chiant. Quoique. T'es où? Monsieur est en haut. Bon, il est où? Voilà. Ça marche bien, ça. Le lance-patate. Bon, il est où? Le lance-patate, c'est toujours une très très bonne idée. Quand il est rouge, on peut pas le toucher, hein. Cherchez pas. Ah, il m'a touché. Petit con. Ah, je l'ai pas eu. Une seconde trop tard, quoi. Bon, t'es où? Pourquoi il a été touché 2 fois? Ah! Il a pas été touché là. Il en a pris 2. Arrête le jeu là. Il en a pris 2. Il a pris 2 grenades. Quel tricheur. Allez. Dans ta face. Allez. Bon, on n'a pas de système de visée, hein. On peut pas savoir où vont tomber les greux, hein. C'est à l'ancienne, quoi. Ouais, ok, merci le lag. Pourquoi ça a lagué, je ne sais pas. Je sais pas du tout pourquoi ça a lagué. Et je me fais bolosser. Je me fais bolosser. Merci le lag. J'ai du lag. Merci. Merci le lag. Hein. On remerciera le lag, évidemment. Je t'ai demandé... Mais... Raiden, tu es chiant comme la pluie. Pire soldat du monde, quoi. Sérieusement. Raiden, il m'énerve, ce mec. J'ai horreur de ce perso. Bon, vas-y, viens. Bon, on va mourir, hein. Mais merci le lag, en tout cas, qui m'a tout fait louper, hein. Je me suis pris la max, parce qu'il y a eu du lag. Vous l'avez vu, hein. Viens là. Tu vois à quoi ça sert le Stinger, mon petit gars? Mais j'appuie sur la touche pour ranger mon arme, il la range jamais, quoi. C'est tellement dégueulasse, sérieux, quoi. Tellement dégueulasse. C'est quoi? Ouais. Ouais. Ok. Je peux rien faire. Je peux pas sortir d'armes. Je peux rien faire. Merci. Merci le jeu. Bon, on est mort. Spoiler alerte. Ah, ça m'énerve. De toute façon, là, c'est moi, je vais mourir de mon saignement. À moins qu'il me reste un bandage, peut-être. Je ne sais pas. Allez, merci. Ah, mais juste ce ce lag où j'ai pris la max quoi. Il était touché là, n'importe quoi, il était pas en rouge, il pouvait pas l'esquiver, il était de dos. Le jeu qui continue de tricher. Allez. Tu m'énerves, descends de ton truc là. Faut toujours qu'il y ait des boss chiants hein, dans les Metal Gear. Toujours. Sauf dans le 5. Dans le 5, il n'y a pas de boss chiant. J'ai roulé. J'ai demandé une roulade. Hein. Je sais pas si... Des fois, il faudrait vraiment que je trouve comment vous mettre les inputs. Parce que des fois, hein, les inputs quoi. Alors, on va commencer tout de suite avec ça. Peut-être s'emmerder. T'es où? Au-dessus de moi. Allez. Voilà. Déjà, t'en as pris une. T'es où? Normalement, il arrive à l'opposé de nous. Hein. Voilà, ça c'est fait. Ouais. Il en a pris 4 là. Il n'a pas pris un dégât. Elles ont explosé sur lui quoi. C'est tellement dégueulasse. Et cette sensibilité. Quand tu veux, hein. Allez. On ressort un peu. Voilà. Voilà. Ok. J'ai du lag. Voilà. Bah alors mon petit vent. On devient nul. Ah ça quand on essaye pas de le battre à la régulière à la M4 et qu'on y volance greu-greu, il fait moins le malin. Merci. Et où? Retourne dans l'eau. Oh, ça m'énerve. Dégueulasse. Je peux bouger? Je peux bouger? Je peux bouger? Pas à faire. Je peux bouger? Non, toujours pas. Merci. Bon, tu m'énerves. Il est dans une phase chiante là. Merci. Ah, mais arrête avec ta phase chiante là. Il s'est mis dans une phase chiante, hein. Je spamme mon attaque immobilisante et je t'envoie des trucs. Tu m'énerves. Ok, merci le jeu. J'étais en train de faire un truc. Putain. Tu m'énerves. Je peux bouger? Je peux jouer? Je peux jouer? J'ai pas le droit de jouer. Hein. Merci, j'ai appuyé sur le bouton... Oh bordel! Je suis allongé, ça me touche pas quand t'es allongé normalement! Bordel! N'importe quoi, le jeu qui change les règles quoi! Regardez là, ça me touche pas! J'ai appuyé! Regarde, j'ai appuyé, il le fait après! J'en ai marre! Allez! C'est chiant! C'est chiant. Je peux jouer? Merci. Je peux jouer? Merci. Vas-y, ça me saoule. Je peux jouer? J'ai plus le droit de jouer. J'ai plus le droit de jouer. Pas le droit de jouer. Merci. Je peux jouer? Non, pas le droit. Pas le droit de jouer, hein. J'aimerais bien. Ça fait 3 fois que j'ai appuyé 3 fois, bordel! On va remourir parce que le jeu est rentré dans une phase où il m'interdit de jouer quand même. Hein. Ça va me saouler. Sérieusement. Ah! Non, mais je veux jouer. Je t'ai battu, c'est tout. T'es dégoûté, l'ordi. Mais regardez-moi cette triche, quoi, sérieusement. Mais... Sérieux, le jeu. Ah! Sérieusement, le jeu, vous avez vu comment il a triché, là? Et là, je peux pas m'arrêter parce que j'ai pas sauvegardé. Donc là, on est bloqué contre ce boss de merde parce que le jeu décide que je dois perdre, quoi. C'est dégueulasse. Ça, c'est dégueulasse. Mais dégueulasse puissance 1 milliard. Je suis désolé. Il lui restait un PV et il est rentré dans une phase où non, t'as plus le droit de jouer. Pourquoi j'avais plus le droit de jouer? Ça m'énerve quand les jeux font ça. Bordel, quoi. Sérieux. C'est tellement dégueulasse. Il était rentré dans une phase où tu peux plus jouer. Voilà. Interdiction de jouer. J'ai horreur de ça. Quand le jeu décide que t'as perdu en fait. Voilà. Là, le jeu a juste décidé que j'avais perdu. Et il m'a snowball comme ça, en mode non, tu peux plus jouer, je t'interdis de bouger et je te tire dessus. Et voilà. Allez, l'épisode est assez long. Merci. Merci de bien vouloir mourir, boss de merde. Ça, c'est des fautes de design en fait de boss complètes. C'est des erreurs de design, ça. Uniquement. Quand un boss peut spammer une attaque, c'est une erreur de design. Surtout quand il peut spammer un truc où vous pouvez plus bouger et plus rien faire en fait. C'est vrai, c'est clairement ce qui nous est arrivé. Hein. Je suis désolé, moi j'ai essayé de jouer et l'ordinateur me l'a refusé. J'ai pas le droit de jouer. Mode mauvais perdant activé titre pour le boss quoi. Pire que moi quoi. Pire que moi. Parce que moi je peux pas l'immobiliser, voyez-vous. Ok, je l'ai touché quand même. Je sais pas comment j'ai fait mais je l'ai touché. Et c'était beau. C'est tout ce que j'ai à dire. Allez. Oh, je l'ai touché. Et on est reparti là. On l'a eu. Putain de bordel de merde. Quel boss à la con. C'est vraiment le pire boss du jeu, lui. Hein. Quel boss à la con, sérieusement, quoi. Je sais pas pourquoi la dernière balle l'a touché. Hein. Me demandez pas.
Colonel, they've apparently completed the final check procedure for arsenal gear.
Find Emma on the double. You've got to get her to install the virus program that the President gave you. When you find her, take her to the computer room on level B2 in the core of Shell 1.
Très bien.
Snake, did you catch all that? I didn't make it on time. Arsenal's going active.
Yeah, I heard. The hostage rescue's gonna have to wait.
I'm going after Emma.
We'll secure the computer room. Looks like we can't install the virus program without Emma.
Can't your partner do it?
I would if I could, but the security for this system is no joke. I need more time.
That's why we need her.
Understood. I'll make sure you have your family reunion. What's up?
A lot of years have passed between EE and me.
Then you should see her, right?
I don't have the right to see her.
We can talk about this later. Raiden, I think you'd better get moving. Emma's in the
Oui.
locker room to the north, right?
I'm on it.
Allez, on y va. Bordel de bite à cul. On va reprendre des balles. Hein. Des munitions, pardon. Pas des balles. Bien. Mais on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Je pense qu'on aura assez souffert. Je vous souhaite à toutes et tous une excellente continuation. On se retrouve très bientôt pour de nouvelles aventures. Allez, bye bye.